Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. Today's project is on making multiples of a card in different colourways. These are autumnal cards and I'm using the Soft Seedlings stamp set. You'll find the stamp set on page 53 of the July to December mini for 2022. This is a cling stamp set, so it's made out of red rubber, and they are specially designed as distinctive stamps, so there's light and shade incorporated into the stamp. The inks I'm using are autumnal colours, that's Cajun Craze, Old Olive, Pumpkin Pie and So Saffron. I'm also using the designer tags dies, which you can find on page 170 of the May 22 to April 2023 annual catalogue. These are standalone dies, so it will go with any stamp set. And the die I'm using is this little tag and this flora die. I cut a strip of copper brushed metallic cardstock, 1 inch by 12 inches, that's 2.5 centimeters by 30.5 centimeters, and I've put adhesive back sheet on the back and then cut them into 1/8 inch strips. So there are 8 of these. You won't need them all, but you need at least 4. To save time, I've also die cut 4 flora pieces with this die out of the same brushed copper metallic cardstock. You need 4 pieces of basic white, all cut at 3 3/4 inches by 5.5. In metric, that measures 9.5 by 14 centimeters, and these go inside your card base. So you prepare 4 card bases, all cut at 5 7/8 inches by 8 1/4 inches, and then folded in half. In metric, that will be 14.5 by 21 centimeters. So you want 1 in So Saffron, 1 in Old Olive, 1 in Cajun Craze, and 1 in Pumpkin Pie. You need half an A4 sheet, which also measures the same as your card base, and that's 5 7/8 by 8 1/4, and that's for stamping your own designer series paper with the large stamp here. Also need a scrap of basic white so you can stamp and die cut the sentiment and tag. Lastly, you'll need some champagne rhinestone basic jewels. Baker's Twine Essentials pack, and I'm using this crumb cake one. So let's get started. So ink up my stamp, and stamp randomly. I've cleaned the stamp and am changing to Pumpkin Pie. Clean the stamp and swap ink pads to Cajun Craze. And lastly, stamp in So Saffron, which is the lightest colour, and it won't overpower the other stamps. I'll set that aside and we'll cut that up later. I just want to do the inside of the card. I'm going to stamp with this little stamp and stamp it in Cajun Craze and mix that maybe with a bit of Old Olive. Cleaned my stamp, so now I'll do the Pumpkin Pie one. I've changed my mind about stamping multiple times. I think it looks nicer with just the fewer than too many. And then last one, the So Saffron one. Now I'm going to bring back the inks and stamp the sentiments. And you want to leave enough gap so that you can die cut your labels. So I've stamped one in Cajun Craze as well, so last one is the pumpkin pie. So bring in the die and place it over the sentiment so that the hole for the tag is clear of the letter So. Put washi tape on it to secure it so it doesn't move, and then I'll die cut all these off camera and I'll be back. Your usual sandwich, platform 1, thin die adapter platform 2, one of the platform 3, your die with the cardstock and the die cutting edge face down, followed by your second platform 3. So there are my labels cut, and I've put dimensionals on the back. Then you need about 4 lengths of baker's twine in the crumb cake. I think it's about 4 inches long. Let me get the stylus, it's easier to poke the thread through then with the smaller end of the stylus. So grab the baker's twine, fold it in half, and then where the loop is, push that through front to back of the tag, like so. Pull that through and stick the other end through the loop, then pull it tight. I should have cut it longer because then it would have been easier to handle. So I'll speed this up. So I've set that aside, and now we're going to cut our own designer series paper. So you cut it every 2 inches or 5 centimeters with the long side at the top. Okay. And you'll have a piece that's left over 1/4 inches. You can recycle it, but if not, 1/4 inch of cardstock isn't going to hurt anyone. So now let's glue the inside of the card first. So you use the corresponding card to the colour of your ink. Now I'm going to just, oh, it's at the end, that's why. Back to the Old Faithful, which is the wet glue Tombow, and have it about 1/2 inch in, 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. Cut off the surplus. Remember those strips are copper strips, so take off the adhesive sheet. And butt it up against the edge of your cardstock, like so. Snip it off. And do the same on this side. bring back your copper floral thing, and this is a neat trick when you want to give the illusion this is longer than what it really is. You just snip that off and apply adhesive on the end at the bottom. This is my old olive one, so I'll marry it up with the old olive card. Stick my label on like so, at an angle. Did have my tweezers here just now. Don't know where I put them. And stick that down. And then put adhesive on this bit here. I definitely do need my tweezers. Here they are. And follow the line. Just stick them down there. Finish off with the rhinestones. You want to cut it along this line here so that the bottom doesn't fall into two halves. Last one is the So Saffron one. And that's how you make multiple cards out of half a sheet of stamped do-it-yourself pattern paper using the Soft Seedlings stamp set. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick tutorial. If you haven't subscribed yet, then do hit the subscribe button. If you like this project, then do give me a thumbs up. I'd be ever so grateful. As usual, all the links to the supplies are below this video in the Show More section. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. And if you'd like to read more, then hop over to my blog. The link is also below. Thanks for watching. Bye.